Hey everybody, Tom Barnes, stories from the 78, and the story today is in the River North neighborhood. And take a look at this. You got a new winery, Chicago Winery, and Liva restaurant at this new Chicago Winery right here in River North. And when I say it's like smack dab in River North, it really is. I mean, the Rock and Roll McDonald's is down there, it's Clark Street, the whole thing. I'm gonna talk to Chef Andrew about the wine pairings, the fact that this is a facility where they do make wine here on site, and how that all comes together now for this story from the 78. Let's have a drink. All right, it's prep time here at Liva Restaurant in the Chicago Winery, and I'm here with Executive Chef Andrew. How are you, sir?
Good, good.
So this is fairly new. It just opened in November. It's a new welcome addition to Chicago, but you guys put a winery smack dab like in the city of Chicago. Well done.
Yeah. It's a very unique thing, I think, for the city of Chicago to have something like this in the center of River North, to be making our own wine from grape all the way to the bottling process. It's something that you don't see very often.
No, and definitely not something that you would imagine there was even room for in River North,
Right.
and yet here we are, and the winery is right over your left shoulder there, and that's where all the magic happens. That's a true working winery.
Yeah, all the way. Like I said, from stem to in the bottle, sometimes as long as a 3-year process from getting the Cabernet grapes in, crushing them, fermenting them, aging them, getting them in a bottle. It takes a long time to make it properly, and that's what we're trying to do here at Chicago Winery.
Right, and you had your first harvest this year inside here, which I imagine that was a lot of fun and a big day here, right?
Yeah. It took all of our staff that we had at the time back in between August and October. Every time a couple tons of grapes showed up, we all had to come in and help the winemaker out and get all those grapes processed.
Truly a team effort for sure.
Yeah.
And then in that process, you know, when you have wine, you want to have the food that pairs well with it. And that's where your expertise comes in. So talk about the menu and what you really wanted to match in terms of the different wines that you have on tap here that people can sample today.
Yeah, so with having the quality of wine that Eric is making back in the winery there, we wanted to have food that matches it. So I created a menu that is very shareable, very familial, very based around having good times with family. So all the plates are shareable between anybody who wants to order them. It's great for talking about and really creates a vibe that is friendly and casual, yet still the flavors of the food are refined and delicious altogether.
And some of the favorites that might, you know, when people are coming in that they should try, what would be some of the favorites that say somebody might try a little bit later on in today if they're watching this video during the day?
I like the short rib dish. The short rib is great. It's dusted with a really tasty flavoring powder that we use. And there's also things like the ravioli that's filled with, right now for this season, it's filled with ricotta cheese and corn. With some wild mushrooms in it too that everyone was raving about. People love them. And we have also things like croquettes too. So potato croquettes that I've kind of played with to make taste like a baked potato, I guess. So you kind of have something that's exotic based out of Spain that really brings home Midwest like flavors that people know about, like a baked potato.
And the space itself, you have the winery, and then you have the space that there's the restaurant and the bar where you have this beautiful view out on Clark Street there, where you can see the snow falling down on like for a day like today, or in the summertime when it's just sun splashed, beautiful day. But talk about just the space in general with the bar and how it just kind of flows into the restaurant space.
Yeah, it's a large space for down in River North. Like the bar is, you can seat probably 30 people around the bar. Nice big marble top bar that we have Roger Landis, who is our cocktail expert, I guess. He's created a wonderful tailored cocktail menu for that they're all delicious. They're great. Into a giant dining room, we can seat up to 200 people at a time in here. And there's also a tasting room involved too, down over that way, that people can come show up without a reservation, do a tasting, several different flights that we have to taste many of the wines that we produce here. So they get a feel for what we're actually doing all the way across the board from Chardonnay to Cabernet.
I imagine that would be a popular space to be in, the tasting room
we
here.
just opened it up 3 days ago now, so we're just starting to get some flow in there, but we're expecting that place to be pretty packed all the time.
Right,
soon.
yeah, the paint is just drying, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And, you know, for the people who are like the wine connoisseurs, the wine that is being made here in the Chicago facility, it takes a little time. It's not going to be available right now, but there are other wines from the company that owns this location that have been anticipating this moment where you have these wines that are made from different locally sourced places throughout the country.
Yeah, so I mean, opening a winery, it takes a lot of forethought. So, like I said, some of the wines take 3 to 5 years to mature and be deemed ready for sale. So the company at First Batch Hospitality, we've been producing wines for years now in anticipation of this opening. So the wines that you're tasting today are just as good as any wines that we'll be producing here and you'll be able to buy, down the road. They're all aged properly, made perfectly in Washington, D.C. or Brooklyn at the time with our other wineries that we have in metropolitan areas.
And soon to be in Chicago sooner than later, right?
Yeah.
And I imagine this is going to be a fun spot for a lot of people to come as the holidays roll on and even into the new year when all you want to do is sit inside and drink. And this is like the perfect spot to do it in January and February. So what's the best way for people to make sure that they get what they want in terms of their experience here? Should they go online? Can they do all that ahead of time where they secure the tasting room or a specific time to eat? Or is it still a walk-in type of vibe?
Yeah, you can go on like Open Table, anything like that, and reserve a table just like any other good restaurant in Chicago. Come eat and drink at Liva and enjoy your time. We have plenty of walk-in space at the bar that we don't reserve tables at, so you can come in, sit down, get the same experience in our bar venue, and you can walk into the tasting room at any time and taste the wines there. We haven't really started a food program yet in there, but we plan to very soon to have some kind of pairings involved with there too.
So they'll just have to come back is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's just like, it's like a big restaurant anywhere else you'd see in the city. Like, just come in and enjoy your time here.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's plenty to sample for multiple times to come back and check things out, especially as the menu progresses when the winter months end and spring and all that stuff. It's wonderful. And do you guys have a social media that you want people to follow or anything like that?
Yeah, we got Liva at Chicago Winery on Instagram. We got Chicago Winery on Instagram. Those are probably the main spots that you can keep up to date with everything that's going on in the building here.
Well, fantastic, Chef, and congratulations on opening this wonderful winery right here in the middle of River North with like legit winery. I mean, people are working on stuff right now as we speak in the back there, and I know you are getting ready for dinner service coming up here, so I'll let you go, but it's been a pleasure talking with you, sir.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. All right, there you have it, Chicago Winery. Tom Varnish, Chicago at gmail.com. If you have a suggestion for a story from the 78, just like this one, head over to the website as well, storiesfromthe78.com. Go ahead and enjoy, man. This is a good time all around.